Let's talk about something very interesting, and that is how many thread will you need for your specific embroidery design. Now, I'm going to teach you tonight how to calculate how many thread you need. I will first show you the calculations of how many thread goes into stitches, and then I'm going to let you download a little program that is going to make this so easy for you. One of the questions I get all the time is, how many thread am I going to use to make this 3D flower, or how many thread will I use of a specific color? Now, if you look at this beautiful poppy patch, there's specific colors we have used. That's why they look absolutely beautiful. So the difficult part is if you need to order some thread, you never know how many thread will I need to make my specific project. Now, the great thing is if you would knew that I would use 2 spools of the green and 3 of the red, and I only need a little bit of orange and this color, then you can order the correct amount of thread. You will have enough, but you won't waste money on thread that you are not going to use. So this is a wonderful way to calculate how many thread you will need, and you can use this on any embroidery design. You can also use it with any embroidery thread like polyester, rayon, metallic thread, variegated thread. It stays the same thing. So let's look at the simple calculation of how many stitches there is per yard. Now, um, the most common spool size is a 1,100 yard, and we call it a spool. Now, inside of a spool is 200,000 stitches. Now, if you are doing industrial embroidery, or you would like to save a little bit on embroidery thread, you could buy the bigger cones, which is called a cone, and it's the 5,500 yards. In one cone of our thread, there is 1,000,000 stitches. Now, this means that inside one cone, there is 5 spools, because this is 5,500 yards, and each one of them is 1,100, which gives you the 5,500 yards. So this is 1,000,000 stitches, and each one of them is the 200,000, which gives you the million stitches. This means that you can stitch plus minus 182 stitches per yard. Isn't that fun? So next time you want to know how many variegated thread do I need for this specific design, you can look at the stitch count. You will know that there's 182 stitches per yard, and you can already calculate how many thread you will use. Well, that's easy, but now, what if I want to know exactly how many of the orange I will need, or how many of a specific green or a red will I need? Well, I'm going to show you to download a small little software program that's absolutely free. It works wonders, and there's so many other things you can do with this little program. So I'm going to let you download the software, and I'll give you the link above. It is from the wingsxp.com website. Now, we are in no way affiliated with them. I just think this is a fantastic free embroidery software that you can convert designs, you can do simple changes on it, you can change the colors, many things you can do with this small editing program, and I absolutely love it. So this is by Wings Systems, and the website is wingsxp.com, and it's called My Editor. And you can download this editor absolutely for free, no strings attached. And this is the new updated release. So there's a little registration form where they will ask for your first name, they will ask for your last name. You don't have to add your company or phone. You just select your country, you select your state, your email address, you're going to submit, and within 5 minutes, they will send you the download for My Editor. And once you download it to your computer, you can simply run the little program and it'll be on your computer. So let's go over to where we're going to open up one of our poppy designs to calculate exactly how many thread you will need for each color. So I'm going to go over to my computer where you will see that my editor is. And I'm going to open up my editor, and you can see it's version 6 by Wings System Limited, and it's opening up my little program. Now there's many things that I can show you that this program can do, but we are only focusing on thread information tonight. So over here you can see like a little yellow folder, or you can click on File and click on Open. And I've already selected my poppy designs on my computer, and I'm going to use the two poppies with the bud, and I'm going to open that up. Personally, I find the black background very hard, so I'm quickly going to show you how to change the background if it's easier for you. But for what we are doing, you don't really need to change the background color, but let me just show you how to do that. So next to the color blocks over here, you will see that there's a color manager. It looks like a little round circle that's like a color wheel. When you click on that, it's opening up all of the different colors it's got available. But first one, it says background, which you can see is black at the moment. I'm going to select the background, and I'm going to choose a new color. I'm just going to choose like uh, a baby blue color, so it's a softer color, and I'm going to set the color, and I'm going to click on OK, and that gives me a much softer look on my eye. But you could leave it black, it doesn't matter. I've just changed it so that you can see. You will also see, if I'm going to view it in 3D, that this looks really funny. I mean, look at this. This looks in no way like a poppy. Well, certain softwares open up designs in funny colors, but that is why we always give you the color chart that we suggest the colors that you use to get great results. So let's go over to the poppies with bud color chart, and I'm going to open up the color chart, and you will see that it's going to tell you exactly which color you should use up until the end to get this wonderful result. So let's have a look at the information in our program to know how many um, thread you will need per color. Now, one of the first things that I want to tell you is that this specific program comes from Greece, where they have got the metric system and not the US system. So I set this specific little program. When you click on tools, you click on options, and I go to general under options, and you can see I did select the US. But for the specific thread or yarn properties on this program, it's not helping because it stays in the metric system. But that's not a problem, because I'm going to show you how to convert that as well. So the first thing we want to do is we want to look at the information of our design. And that's easy. Look at this little blue. It says information. It says show the information or the statistics of the design. So I click on information. Now the general information is going to tell me that I will have 22 color changes. It's going to show me how many stitches I've got. It's going to show me the size. You can see that it's in centimeters, right? And yours are probably going to be in inches, but that doesn't matter. What we want to know is how many thread or yarn. They talk about yarn over here, but we want to know how many threads. So I want you to go over to the little yarn tab, and I click on that, and immediately it tells me that the total yarn of my design is 135.05 meters, right? The bobbin thread, which is really neat to know how many bobbin threads you're going to need, will be 45.02 meter. Well, that's great news, because now I know exactly how many thread I need. Well, you want to know each single color. Just look at this. When you look at your design here, it says needle number 1. Now, they're going to tell you it's sky blue, but if I go back, I can see that color number 1 will be my pistachio color. So if I go back to my little program, it tells me that I will need 29.09 meters of my thread, right, in my first color. So what I would like you to do is you should actually print out your color chart so that you can write next to your color on whatever side you want to write, that you can write the exact amount, so that at color number 1 you can write there that it's 29 0.09 meters. But if you want to already convert it to yards, let's go to Google and say that we want a meter to yard converter, and let's make sure it's 29.09. So I'm going to say it's 29.09, and that gives me that it's 31.81 yard. Can you see how easy that is? So just go and add the meterage in the length, and it's going to convert it to yard, and then you can write on your sheet over here that it's approximately 31 yards that you are going to need. But even easier, because you can see all of the colors that you will need, and you will see that if it's combining certain colors, that it's going to, if there's one color that's there more than once on the color chart, it's already calculating that as a color. So this is just going to give you an indication, but what you can do is copy to Clipboard. So you copy to Clipboard, and I'm just taking a little WordPad, and I'm going to right click and paste. Now you can print it out. How fun is that? Now the great thing is that you can even right over here go and you can change that, and you can say that that color was pistachio, all right? And you will need 29.09, or you can already change that and you can say that it was 31 yards. But the point is that you can see it's 7,024 stitches. It's 31 yards of the pistachio color. And now you can write it down. So you can take 10 different designs, and in the end you will know that in total I would need like 500 yards of pistachio, which means one spool will be enough. Isn't that neat that you can like print out a little WordPad, all the colors, exactly how many thread you will need, and how many stitches per color. I think this is a fantastic tool to use to calculate your embroidery designs. So you can use any design with this specific one. So all you're going to do is you will open up your design within my editor, and you are going to click on information. You will go to yarn, and all of your information is there. Let's quickly open up another design, which is just like a leaf design. Let's look at a leaf design over here, and I'm going to open that up, which is a more simple design. When I click on that, click on yarn, you can see there's only 3 colors over there. You can see how many thread you're going to use, so you can copy that to the clipboard, go to your WordPad. Let's just delete that. I will click on paste, and you can print that out and write extra notes doing your calculations on how many thread you will need. I hope that you have found this very interesting, that you will go and download this little free My Editor, and now you know that this program you are going to use to calculate your thread. I hope you've learned something, because I think this is very interesting, and I'm going to use this all the time to make sure I've got the correct amount of thread for the design that I want to use. So from me to you, have fun with this.